Hi guys, welcome back to the Natural Physique podcast with Finn Kelly, the butcher, and Anna Gaines, who needs to fucking sort his name out because that podcast doesn't exist anymore.
It doesn't.
Your mane is looking very impressive, Noah.
It is. I've had quite a few compliments recently that it's coming in. So
You're just going with it, like just letting it run free.
yeah, I may as well. I'm too scared to get my hair cut. The last time I got it properly cut was Jose Mourinho at Loughborough. So I'm not letting anyone fucking touch it. I don't trust anyone after that.
No,
Finn gave
my
me
new
good
barber now, mate. You
recommendations.
ought to go to my new barber. That'd be good.
I don't know about that. I
He'd
don't
be able
know.
to sort you out. What would you do with it if you were to change it?
I think I'll have it long, like for good now. I can't imagine going back to like a
It
skin
does
fade
suit
or
you.
a mullet.
I couldn't
Uh,
imagine you with one.
no, fuck
Like
that.
even the old photos of you like during prep and stuff with fucking
Oh
like
mate,
normal
well the
skin. I'm
skin
like,
fade was like up to there, and I got a photo. Oh, his name leaves me. DM coaching. Do you remember the men's physique boy
Yeah,
who used to coach? It came up his slideshow of when he competed, and there's the photo of us like taking photos of him. And mate, my mullet was like up to here. It was awful. So I think the long hair is going to stick for the time being.
yeah. Douglas, he's a good lad. He's from near
Yeah,
you.
yeah, that's his name, Douglas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Josh isn't with us tonight. Sounds like he's died. He's not died. We've done an early podcast, just because it worked out for us three. But Josh is still. I think he's training, or he'll be on the way back from training. So just us three tonight, and we're going to have it as a bit of a prep catch up because we are now all within a contest prep, um,
Um,
and
so
we'll just have some questions as well because we put a question box up. So thank you for those who asked questions. So Matt, I guess last week I thought you'd started prep, but you hadn't. So now you have. What's changed, bro?
fuck all, which is the way it should be. My food's gone down slightly. I think I'm down to like 3,200 calories on a training day. Rest days like 2,700 maybe. But expenditure is exactly the same. But like as it should, it doesn't feel like anything's changed. And I think that's a sign that I was kind of doing things right towards the end there. I think if you're going into prep and suddenly you're like, right, I need to lock in, then it's a recipe for fucking disaster. It's like you haven't been doing what you're supposed to do. So it just feels very seamless. It doesn't feel like anything's actually changed, and I'm looking forward to it more so just because I've got the business and everything, so I can focus on that. Like even in the first couple of days, I haven't had to think about a single thing. I haven't been like I need to get my steps done or I need to make sure the cardio's done, my food's prepped. It just feels like everything's happening, and then I'm focusing on work, and then it's like oh, it's time for a meal, or it's like oh, I get to go to the gym now. So yeah, feel really really good. Just did feel like a little bit wiped out, I suppose, after the weekend because it was a very busy one with that MBFI seminar. And shout out to Nebula Gym. Nebula Gym is by far the best gym I've ever been to. It is absolutely incredible. So it's down in a place called Gorey, which doesn't sound very nice, but it is actually quite nice. And it's like it's absolutely massive. And they've got like loads of like old school pieces. They've got like Paramount, they've got Magnum, they've got like Cybex Life Fitness, they've got the Megamass stuff in, they've got like Granite, Swing Squat. I can't fucking say that in my accent. Swing Squat, Swing Squat. Um, they've got that, and yeah, like the gym owner Dave is so nice. So I will definitely make that trip down again at some point during prep. We'll maybe try and go on like get my work done early on a Friday, drive down, train push, then stay over the night, train leg pull the next day, drive back home because it was about 3.5 hours in total, but or no, 3.5 hours on the way down, 3.5 on the way back up. Like, but it kind of goes quite quick if you go for like piss breaks and everything. Oh yeah, saw AJ and Keefe training in person, which was just
the real mega in person.
yeah, mate, so mega.
It
I
does
was
look.
scared of the man that Keefe was going to become when he jumped on that hack squat. But yeah, the gym, the vibe in the gym, it's really really good. So yeah, I will definitely be back. But the seminar as a whole was really good. It was sort of in conjunction with NBFI, so it was like a little performance summit, I think they called it. So AJ and Keefe were doing like little talks, and then I was taking the bodybuilding and classic like posing seminar side of things. There was men's physique one, which nobody actually went to, but then there was like a female bikini one and stuff. So it was like a really good day. Like it was good to just kind of catch up with everyone because like I don't like even though you could argue I'm in the island of Ireland, I'm like so far away from all these people. Like I never see them. I'd see them once a year if I go to an NBFI show. So to actually like catch up with all these people was really good. And yeah, it just kind of makes me excited to compete this year, seeing everybody else prepping and stuff. So
It
that's
did
what's
look
happening
good.
in my life. Yeah.
Yeah, it did look good. Like, if I feel like if it wasn't like an actual flight over or a ferry over, like if that was like a few hours drive, I'd have definitely gone. Like just to basically be part. 'Cause it's good to be able to support different feds as well. Like if there was something like that, like the WMBF put on in Derby or something, like I'd definitely be there. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, glad that you're able to go and like do your thing with the posing, mate. It's cool to see because like imagine a couple of years back for us to be saying you'd have been doing that, you'd have been like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, when we
See,
first started working together,
like this exact time right now, it's 1 year since I had my first posing client on stage, which is crazy. I
That
can't
was
believe
Gaz,
how-
wasn't it?
Who?
Gaz. That we
Yeah,
met
it
in
was
Australia.
Yeah, at NABA. So it's like only a year since I've been having people actually compete, which is crazy because it feels like I've been doing this for years and years now.
even then it'll
But
be like what 18 months since you actually
I
were like,
actually
"Ah, I'm
started
gonna fucking do it. Then I best start cracking on with it."
18 months since natural physique coaching started as well.
Yeah, nearly we
Jesus.
started. We pretty much launched it the start of the year, wasn't it? Pretty much the
Yeah.
start of 25, so almost, which is cool, and like, especially with us all competing this year. I know Josh isn't, but like with us three competing this year, especially with me competing pretty soon, like it's quite cool. It's like almost like a bit of a full circle moment, especially like obviously working with you for posing, like having you boys there, like even just the business runs itself now, like which is really cool. You know what I mean? It's like the standards that we all set so that our clients are making good progress is like something we should all be proud of. And I know we are, but like you don't really think about it until you take a step back and go,
We don't
"Fuck,
really have time to like stop and reflect
yeah."
because we're always just constantly going and going, trying to improve.
But that's what I think gets us, and that's what gets any successful business like where you want to be. Like you can't just stop and go, "Oh, we're doing really well," and start slacking. Like even with the hub and stuff, we need to keep on top of that. And with the new like tracking app that we've got, that clients seem to be like buzzing with. So yeah, there's a lot of things that are even still in the pipeline, which is exciting. So Noah, give us an update. Are you happy for me to get your checking up from this morning?
Yeah, crack on, crack on. Things are moving smoothly. We had brought up steps ever so slightly, and to be fair, it's been a week pretty much the exact same as Matt was saying. It's been my first full week back from full illness and issues with my teeth, and it's felt like I've not been prepping. It's felt just like it was beforehand, and I was so buzzing to prep. I was so buzzing. I was telling everyone I can't wait to start prep, but in actuality, like nothing has changed. I'm actually moving less now than I was, or I'm moving the exact same as I was just before I started prep. I'm just eating a little bit less, and I was happy with the shots this morning. And yeah, we've obviously got 8 weeks, 8.5 weeks until the first show, but things are moving good. I'm enjoying my training right now. Training's really fucking good, to be fair. So yeah, it's feeling good. Like there's nothing really to complain about. I'd obviously mentioned about objectivity. I feel like sometimes I have the goggles over. I'm never really one to. I like to put down my physique quite a bit. So I just had a couple words to asking Finn a little bit more, like being as objective as we can be. Where are we for the first show? Obviously, with it not being the main goal, I still don't want to look fucking stupid on stage. You see some fat lump of lard step on stage and you're like, oh, you're a bit out of shape there. I don't want that to be me. So midweek check-in, we had a bit of a chat about that, just making sure that my head was still screwed on. And like looking at these photos, I know I'm where I need to be for being like, what, 17 weeks out? So yeah, I think that kind of head's been put back on, which is quite nice. But it wasn't even that it went. It was more so just a conversation of, what do you think?
Yeah, like I said, mate, like, I think you're very much concerned to like message me or feel like you're trying to navigate and dictate the coaching process. And like I said to you this morning, not at all, mate. Like you're experienced now, you've coached plenty of clients to stage, you know your body more than anyone else. Like you shouldn't be questioning whether or not to message me or whether or not am I trying to dictate the. Like, I'll tell you, if you're like, mate, I'm having a high day today, I don't care what you say, then I'll be like, come on, mate, what's the point in having me? Yeah, but if you're like, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? It's like the same with myself and Tim. Like I'll tell him, mate, I feel fucking awful. I look like shit, and he's like, no, you don't. I'm like, mate, I do. Like I can feel it. Like there'll be days where I'm dragging like fuck and I'm stringy. I look like shit, and he's like, mate, I don't think you do. I'm like, well, I think I do. This is where I'm just giving you the feedback and like letting you know how I'm feeling. Or my training's really good, but I don't like the look. Or my leg is causing issues. You know what I mean? It's like that's the feedback you should be giving, rather than just being like, I don't want to feel as though I'm dictating or trying to navigate or control the process when you're not at all. But yeah, these are Noah's sheets. So this is like how the coaching sheets look. He's not logging in his time of weighing, bro. What time is it?
Sorry, bro. Fuck. 4:30 for starting everything because I'm up before everyone. Early bird gets the one.
Read a full book in the morning before anyone else.
Yeah, exactly, mate.
So yeah, food's in a good spot. I haven't really wanted to drop food much since we started. Like obviously we had that initial drop, the changes over here. So we had that initial drop, and then since then we adjusted things a bit, didn't we? Based on the blood work, we bumped the fats up a touch. Got bloods done like not long after prep began. But yeah,
I know I got bloods done. I got bloods done at the Arnold's.
Yeah, in the Bang Bus.
Oh, mate, that was the dodgiest one. So it was on like a big rickety bus for anyone that wasn't at the Arnold's. And with it, and still in my vein, like the actual needle, someone came on the bus and the whole needle, like, dipped farther in because the whole bus went. So you could just feel it, like, wriggle in. And Brandon got bruised to fuck, didn't he?
Brandon came out, there was blood squirting out his vein.
So yeah, maybe don't get fucking your bloods taken in the back of a bus. But yeah, my iron ferritin was a little bit low, my HDL was a little bit low, so we bumped up fats through more mince, eggs. I'd stopped eating mince for the longest time because it was a bit too expensive for me. But for some reason I thought I'd start eating smoked salmon, which is more expensive. That was the worst fucking idea I've had, but it tasted nice. And mate, do you know mince up here is more than 1p per gram now?
Mine is $5.19 for 500 grams.
Mate, how fucked is that?
Yeah.
I'm not happy.
Yeah.
I'm not happy. I'm gonna pull the fucking mince again. I'm just gonna have McDonald's as my fat source.
We just
But
ordered reduced bagels and reduced beef. And, like,
30p
like,
bagels and green mince.
Yeah.
Oh, I got strawberry cream of rice today.
Oh, so good. What one did you get?
Vanilla biscuit. I've not used vanilla
sugar
biscuit.
cookie.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, it looks so good. But I've got that voice note from you for how to make cream of rice. So I'm just gonna whack on with that and swap one of my rice pudding meals. But I'm excited.
It's so good. That is the best cream of rice. Like, I haven't tried that one, the vanilla one, but it's the
What
best.
was the pancake one you had?
So Jake got the pancake one, and then I got the white chocolate caramel one. So I gave him 300 grams, and he gave me 300 grams. So like the butter pancake one was incredible as well. But see,
Was that the
white
one that we
chocolate,
tried at up at the
I
Airbnb?
brought that away with me. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the one I brought away with me. But
That's
I'm probably
swell.
going to do another big order.
Yeah. They've got it in pit stop. I didn't realise.
Yeah, Matt
Guys,
10,
Noah
Noah 10.
10, Noah 10, Matt 10. No one used Finn 10 or Josh 10. Fuck them. At least we're here for the podcast, guys. Oh.
Hey, I'm running a gym at the same time. I can't be in two places at once. I need to sell a scoop of pump product. What have I missed?
We were talking about how I've got I bought cream of rice. I spoke about beef coming back in because of my iron, my HDL and all that. So the blood work got analysed, and now I'm talking about cream of rice flavours because I've bought myself cream of rice.
What, instead of the rice pudding?
No, I've just tried out a little. Yeah, I know. I've got fucking 18 kilos to get through, mate. I can't have it for 5
I
meals a
was
day.
you, I'd just stick with that. I would stick with that.
Was
Like-
too late now. I used Noah 10 at checkout, and it's on its way.
I think one thing that has helped me massively in this prep is just keeping the rice pudding, the cream of rice, the rice pudding and the whey the same. So I've not had like a flavour of something. And I'm not saying you don't, like, you can obviously do that. Most people would do that and you have that bit of enjoyment of like trying a different flavour. But my food focus is so low.
Oh, I've not got it
Something
out
over.
of. Yeah, I've
There's
not
nothing
got
over.
it out of cream of rice. Matt knows how much I'd fucking I refused to try his cream of rice. I just thought, you know what? It's like what, 17 quid? I'll just get a wee pack, and if I have one serving of it and I don't like it, what harm am I gonna do?
No, that's fine. I don't think it's a problem. But I think when people start every single time they have whey, it's like what? Like again, I did it in
Yeah,
my last prep. Like trying different ways, like having if you've got 40 grams of whey, having like four different types for 10 grams or two types for 20 grams. Like obviously we sell the sachets at the gym. People are spending like £5 on two different sachets so they can try different ways, and it's like I just think that then creates more and more food focus. And post show, it's not a problem within prep really because you just stick to your targets. Even if you're like, oh, I get to try this and that. Post show, that's when you end up being like a little bit crazy, and it becomes where like then you've got a bit more freedom, and it's like, oh
yeah.
fuck,
The
it's
I'm
floodgates
gonna
have
have
been
to,
opened.
I'm gonna have this brownie batter, actual brownie batter.
I can have whatever. Yeah,
Gonna have this
that is one
vanilla
thing
sugar
that like
cookie.
as much as there's points where I'm like a bit draggy or low energy or whatever, food is not a problem at all. Like I
Yeah,
could eat as little as you like. It's more so steps for me, like doing a lot of steps or posing, and then my legs feeling really draggy, and then that impacting my training. Like that's what is difficult. But like food, literally, I could eat. I honestly, I'm not struggling at all with food. Like I don't think even when I'm hungry, like I think it's just I'm busy. To be fair, I think if I wasn't busy, it would be more of a problem if I was like sat at home twiddling my thumbs thinking about my next meal. But like I've always got work to do. If I haven't got work to do, I'm watching football or I'm watching something that I've literally made sure I finish my work so I can chill out and watch the football or the darts. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm always kind of like mentally active. But yeah, anything else on how you're getting on prep wise, Noah?
no, don't think so. I registered for my Super Series show. So one of the Korean shows has now been registered for. Just waiting for the announcement that the regional the week before is out, and then once that's sorted and the dates and the location are set, I'm gonna book the flights, which is
Let me
cool.
know when you have a look at the dates. I need to have a look at like plans for that time of the year. But it would be sick for us to it'd be sick if we'd all go over, like try and make a business trip out of it, and maybe do a bit of traveling at the same time. Try and tie it into a holiday afterwards or something as well. That would be cool.
Mate, Japan post Worlds.
I
Am I
mean,
just
I'll
cutting
have
out?
nothing. I'll
no,
have
no,
nothing after it.
I
No.
don't know who's going to be going to Worlds. Like, obviously, at this point, you've got people who maybe. Are you definitely? Is that your plan?
That's the plan, yeah. But I need to do my first show before I can
Yeah.
fucking say yes or no.
And like we said last year, at that point, if you haven't planned it as a main show, physiques fade. People are doing it just because they qualified. It's expensive. Like, don't get me wrong, it was cool last year. Like, I had Brandon and Tom there, and they both still looked great, but it wasn't them at their absolute best. They both admit that. Like, they were both ready to be done at that point. You know what I mean? So it's like just trying to navigate that.
It's just
Um,
the time, like even from the MBW, which is like a world international show, it's like 4 weeks from that, 5 weeks from that, and we're going to be going to Canada in fucking November, freezing cold. I'll already be cold. There'll be nothing left of me.
cold as ice.
Ooh.
That is one thing as well. I think prepping this time of year is just better. Like, obviously the shows aren't as big. Completely get that. But like, as you're getting leaner, it's just getting warmer. So like now, like I'm rarely freezing. Whereas like in the past, like I'd just be cold all the time. You wake up and it's like 4 degrees, and you can't get warm all day. You go on a walk outside, it's fucking freezing. Whereas now it's like, oh, this is actually quite nice. Like I'm lean and it's coming into summer as well. So yeah, obviously yes, the shows aren't anywhere near as big, but one thing I do think that is a nice benefit of dieting, prepping this time of year is it's just not fucking freezing all the time.
To be fair, it would help with work as well. Like you've got so many clients at the back end of the season, like it'd be a lot harder to prep alongside that too, I
Yes.
suppose.
That's it. I agree. I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 5 people in these earlier shows, which is still a good amount. But like by the back end of the year, it's going to be 15, 20 people. So like realistically, I don't want to be also prepping and being somewhat selfish. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, like you have to still be somewhat selfish. If I'm doing a show, like I've got Charlie at the same show as me and stuff, but I don't want to be doing like loads of shows where I've got loads of clients in the same show as me, like I've done in the past. It's just not, it's not great. I would rather be able to prioritize my clients, to be honest.
Do you think they should do like a season A and a season B, like they do out in Australia? So have like bigger shows like in the middle of the year, then a bit of a
That'd be cool.
break, and then the next bit starts.
Yeah, they almost have that here. Like it's just they don't have as big a shows. You know what I mean? They almost have that. They have like the May June shows for like WNBF, UKDFBA, etc. PCA's all year anyway. But then like they don't, like you say, they don't have a finals or anything. Which
The
would
only
be
big
cool.
one's that DFBA Global Cup, but
Yeah, we'll see how that is. What would be cool is like a PCA Naturals at the Universe.
yes, I thought that too.
That would have been cool because I'd have done that. Like that
Yeah.
would have definitely done that.
They need
But
two
yeah, maybe I think
supernaturals
as
as
a
well, like an earlier
what
supernaturals.
yeah.
Yeah, because if someone's already competed with the federation but they're doing an early prep, it just alienates an entire group of athletes that could step on stage with them.
Yeah. Well, that's like even with me, like I wanted to go and do an abroad WNBF show, but I can't. So it's like, yeah, there's no opportunity. It is a bit shit that. But yeah, like I think as the years go on, as natural bodybuilding is getting more and more popular anyway, like there's just going to be more shows and more opportunities, which is cool and exciting for us and exciting for our clients and stuff.
We could have our own show in
Yeah, I think we
June or
will.
July.
We definitely will try and sponsor one for sure. Like I know obviously we sponsored MBW, but like we'll try and have a show that we legit are headline sponsors and it's called like the Natural Physique Classic, like something like that, which is still NPC, which would be sick. I would like the thing is you can do it with two bros, but I just wouldn't want to do it. You know, like they do like the MK Classic and they do like the well, they've got loads, haven't they? Like Physique Pro have got one and stuff like, and that there's Naturals one.
Condition Coaches Cup.
Yeah. But like, I just wouldn't want to do it with two bros based on the fact that even the natural two bros shows, they're not great. And
Don't say that, man. I'm competing with them. I'm competing with them, mate. Come
fucking
on.
amazing. I still might be, mate. We don't know. Right. This is me. I am currently 12 days out, I believe it is. This is from a couple of weeks ago. I was actually quite happy with that look, to be fair. That was on a rest day as well.
Was this coming off the back of high days? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was after one. It was only one high day on the Saturday. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, that was the same. That was the same day. We posed together. Absolutely mogged her on that. Just got in front, fucking did the opposition. This is what you should be doing, guys. When you're on stage, to make sure you look bigger than your ops, you have to stand a lot closer. Otherwise, you literally get beaten by your girlfriend because she's very good. This is Charlie, who is also doing the same show as me, looking rather incredible. I'm really happy with how Charlie's looking. Matt's obviously helped with his posing. His condition is fantastic. Realistically now it's about kind of just washing away fatigue. The thing is with Charlie, he does 4 days on, 4 days off, and his work days are very long. So he's I think they're 6 till 6. So he's up dead early. He's up at like 4:30, and he does 6 till 6. And he's on his feet, and it's pretty demanding. So on those days, we pretty much use them as just like baseline days. And it's like, yeah, you're not going to feel amazing, but there's also not a huge benefit to trying to load him on those days because his stress is high. He can't like uptake the food that well. So on the 4 days off, we chill him out, we feed him up, and it's working really well. And this is him basically come back down to a baseline after a 750 carb day and an 850 carb day. This is why it's so good to have refeeds and high days throughout a prep to gather data for a peak week. We found that the 750 carb day sat fine, the 850 carb day afterwards didn't sit fine, so we found some digestive stress with certain foods, so we've pulled them out and added in some other foods for when we look to load, because he still looked like he could have had more food, but digestion was the issue. So like all these things, were, you know, when you are ready early as well, which he pretty much is, like you can do those things, which is good. But yeah, really happy with how he's looking. We had the TPC 1 year anniversary the other day, which was really cool. So thank you to anybody that came down. Big Finley Thornton came down for an in-person as well. I had like 7 in-person check-ins the day before as well, which was just like
So
random.
all the Irish boys went over.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Because they were away for Killian's show, weren't they?
Yeah, Killian's show. So I met Shane and Rob for the first time, which was really nice. Both really good lads, both looking good, both 18 weeks out from when they came and saw me. And then I had Charlie came over, obviously Finley Thornton. Joel came to see me, which was nice because I've obviously met Joel before, but I've not met him. I've not seen him since I've coached him. I met him at shows in the past when he was working with you, Matt. But yeah, Joel's a proper nice lad. And then just a couple of the lads that train here anyway. So that was a busy day, but a good one. And then Saturday was a busy day, but a good one. But like I said to you, Noah, didn't I? That was when we had a chat. That was that Saturday evening.
Yeah.
I was voice noting you on my walk. Like my social battery's fucked. So I was like, I'm done in. Like I'm ready to just like chill. So I was getting back to you in the evening, but yeah, it was a good day and like really cool for the gym and like a cool milestone. Cool to see a lot of the members that have been there from like day one as well, and just give back to them with like free stuff. So yeah, it was really good. But yeah, it doesn't really feel like I'm competing in 12 days, but I guess I am, and we'll see how we get on. I'm trying to not put any pressure on it. There is no pressure. It should just be fun. We had a pretty successful posing call, Matt, I thought.
Yeah, as always with my posing lessons with people.
Yeah, always successful. It's just that left quad that I'm struggling to keep on, which is partly posing fitness, but partly injury based. Trying not to use the injury as an excuse, but it is also just like
it's something you need to be mindful of.
Yeah,
it's I've had the same thing with like rotator cuffs, where I'm like, right on stage, I'll need to like crank that hand back, but if I do it too much now, I won't be able to pose at all.
It's not even that as well, it's your training. Like, last thing I want to do is flare up this quad to the point where my leg sessions are naff. And then my legs just fade even more, you know what I mean? So it's like, it is a balancing act. And again, last time, I just buried myself and just did more posing and my training was shit. And I was like, I just got to practice posing because I can't stay on my legs. Whereas now it's like I'm being smart and going, look, on the day, if I get beat because somebody's got slightly better posing fitness than me, I'll happily accept that. You know what I mean? I'm not going to go, what the fuck? I practice posing for hours every day. No, I'm going to accept that and go, I'm happy with how I look and I'm happy with my training and I'm ready to get back to growing pretty soon. That's my main sort of thought process. Like I was saying to you, Noah, in your check-in today, the goal should be as heavy as you possibly can on stage in the best possible condition, rather than what new low can I chase. You know, like constantly looking. I was saying to Noah, like, I literally don't want to see a new low. I'm not striving for a new low. If I see one, fair play, and I'm following the plan. But I'm not like, oh, I want a new low.
I also think it's dependent on the level of condition, though. Like, I know I've got more to pull off, whereas realistically, you've not got a crazy amount that still needs to come, you know?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. But even then, I would still, even when I was like 82 kilos, I wasn't like, oh, I can't wait to get below 80. I was like, I want to stay as heavy as I can and still see new condition come through, just through training really well, eating really well, sleeping really well, and knowing that I'm not in a surplus. I know I'm not going to get fatter, so I'm gonna get leaner, whether I'm at maintenance or in a slight deficit. Like that's kind of the process, the thought process I've had, and I think it's worked well. Stayed pretty heavy.
With Tim being like so visual based, because even with my own check-ins with him, he's been like, I don't care that you're like 3 pounds up. Do you think that's like helped you within your own coaching, where you're like, I really don't care about the scales as much as I did before, and you're more like,
I don't know. If anything, I've been saying like, Tim's been saying we're going to get down to this or we're going to see a new low. He hasn't been saying we need to get down to whatever. But I remember initially, and Tim was saying like 75. And in my head, I was thinking, I don't want to get down to that. Like, you know, and he's been now and again saying like, you know, we'll sort of pull down to this and then we'll feed up. And we've fed up before we've got down to that weight. We haven't even seen that weight yet because I've been like, mate, I can see I'm running flat, or he's seen I'm running flat, or he's just giving me it from the fact I need freshening up, or whatever it may be. So, yeah, I think it's completely person dependent. Some people you have to get them lighter than you think, and you're like, fucking hell. I'm having to push them harder than I thought, based on where they hold body fat or whatever it may be. But I do think I've held myself accountable so well with my training and with my sleep that even though my blood work isn't good, even though I'm not in a great spot like hormonally, I know that I'm not eating away at tissue because I've one, my rate of loss isn't rapid, it's very slow, and two, my training performance, I'm not letting it slip. And that's not even me being like, I've got to be so fucking locked into my training. Like, no, I'm just like making sure that I'm prioritizing my sleep and my training and my meals around my training and my work around my training and stuff. And it's worked really well, and it's just meant the prep's been more enjoyable. And ultimately, again, like, I don't feel like I'm going to even compete. Like, I'm just going to end up being there on the day and be like, oh fuck, it's my turn. You know what I mean? Like, it's weird, but that's kind of how I'm feeling. Like, it doesn't feel like a big thing. Like, I've booked videographers now. I've got my posing music sorted. I've got a few songs picked, and I need to just edit them up and stuff. Like, so that's all getting a bit more real. But I think maybe when I get my tan, I'll be like, oh fuck, I am competing. But like, otherwise, it's just like, I'm just cracking on, just taking each day as it comes. And being busy, like I say, is an absolute blessing. Like, with all my clients, and obviously a lot of clients prepping, I've got like most days sort of 20 plus check-ins if I'm including, well, definitely 20 plus if I'm including the daily check-ins with like Charlie and Aidan and Matt and Finley and stuff now. So yeah, I've just literally got a new client from the gym who's now literally 4.5 weeks out because he's like pretty fucking lean and he wants to do a show. So it's like, yeah, let's do it. So yeah, it's busy, but again, I cannot complain at all. Like, and even in the evenings, I've got podcasts 2-3 nights a week and stuff like that. I've always got stuff going on. I think that's for anybody listening who is prepping or thinking about prepping. Just make sure you're not fucking bored. Like, don't be sat thinking about food. Don't be sat watching food videos. Don't be sat fucking just scrolling through reels, finding different foods. Like, I have someone else at the door, so you're gonna have to take over, boy.
So I'm stuffing my fat face.
I'm trying to think of what to say. Mm-hmm.
So this next meal.
Yeah, stay busy, lads.
Yeah, stay busy. If you're like me, you will find a new hobby. I have started collecting Pokemon cards. I am so far in the red. I've spent way too much money. It's hard. I need people to sign up for coaching. I need it now.
You know what you should do? You should actually like do a Vinted business, because I know you're buying stuff off Vinted, but I think you could run a wee like clothing business as a side hustle and make good amount of money. Posing trunks, socks,
Mate, if there's a market,
whatever.
Would anyone buy anime
all it
battle
takes is
shorts?
one.
Mate, this Wi-Fi is awful. I keep fucking joining back in and then coming back out and coming back in and coming back out. I'm like freezing on my screen.
Yeah, I mean, you're all right on mine. Sometimes you just like freeze a little bit, but I can still hear you. Well,
Is there a
yeah,
delay?
as Finn said, actually keep yourself busy. Slightly. Yeah, there is. As Finn said, keep yourself busy. And I think that's actually another. I was chatting to Jack Morrison about this, and I was chatting to the lads on Inside the Process about it as well. It's like trying to find a hobby outside of bodybuilding. Like, I rarely watch bodybuilding content, even like podcasts now. I was all over the bodybuilding podcasts. Now I don't really care about it. I'm trying to find other things to like interest me outside of bodybuilding, because I know that when you go into like a contest prep, it can be so easy to burn yourself out just by consuming bodybuilding stuff daily. Like, bodybuilding podcasts when you're doing your steps, bodybuilding video before training, just fucking everything's about bodybuilding. It's nice just to not think about bodybuilding, and I think that's why people are more successful, because they put less stress and pressure on their sessions, and they can take a good back seat and just enjoy life. Like, if you think you maybe train for 2 hours, you eat meals for a combined total of an hour, and you sleep maybe 8 hours. So there's like 11 hours in a day when you're bodybuilding. The rest of the time, you're just a normal human, 13 hours of the day. So it's important to find something else to be passionate about.
Yeah, was that just carried on from me saying, like, make sure you keep yourself busy?
Keep yourself busy, but like, don't think, oh, I've got 3 hours here, I'm going to watch loads of bodybuilding stuff.
Yeah, I think it depends on, like, some people, like, for example, this podcast, like we'll chat about bodybuilding, but we're not like, it's not intense. It's just like it's usually four, but today 3 lads having a chat. You know what I mean? Like we'll go through some stupid questions, but we'll also give some informational content, and just hopefully some people take things from it. You know what I mean? Like that's for me what a good podcast is. It's like it's a bit of a laugh, a good chat, but you actually learn some bits from it as well. Like, but the last thing that I want to watch when I'm eating a meal is, I don't know, like fucking Ronnie Coleman squatting. You know what I mean? Like, or even before I train, like I'll rarely watch any kind of quote unquote motivational content because it burns me out. Exactly what you're saying. Like, if anything, I want those 2 to 3 hours in the gym to be the time that it does knacker me out. Like that wipes me out, and the rest of the day I'm trying to be like relaxed. That's exactly what it should be. You know, trying to be as parasympathetic as possible, trying to eat, chill, and be relaxed, and get back to my clients and be the best coach that I can be. That's it.
Especially when like your work involves talking about bodybuilding as well.
Yeah, but luckily, I obviously I love it. Like we all love it. You know what I mean? Same with like posing for you, mate. Like obviously there'll be times where you're posing yourself, and you're like, "Fucking, hell, I do this all the time."
Feels like I'm working here.
Yeah, like, but it's your passion. You got into it for a reason. So like we are blessed to be able to do it, but there's still going to be time to time where you're like a bit burnt out with this. Like again, when it's like peak show season, and like, you know, you're at shows all weekend, you're getting home late, then you're peaking people again from the next morning for the next weekend. It's like it does take it out of you. But again, you've also at times got to think, I'm blessed to be able to do this. Yeah, I might be tired at times, but it's like this is literally a dream to be able to do this for a living. But yeah, 12 days out, which is weird, but not really counting it down, not putting loads of pressure on it. If anything, trying not to think much about it, because I think then it'll just not stress me out, but like I start putting more pressure on myself and worrying about, am I going to look good, or am I going to be this, am I going to be that, am I going to be competitive? Like, I think instead just focusing on taking the day to day and just letting it be, letting what will happen basically. And then just focusing on getting better show to show, like remembering that this isn't the only show I'm doing, and understanding that, you know, I can still get that bit better between shows, and then getting out of this, like, you know, suppressed state sooner rather than later. That is the plan. Should we do some questions?
Sounds good.
Okay, did you get many?
4.
Okay, I'll go first. For Finn, fuck, marry, kill the natural physique coaches. Now, obviously Josh isn't here, but I feel like out of you 3, I could dominate Josh in bed. Like, I feel like I would feel the most superior. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like
You can throw them about.
yeah, right now, no, I'm not throwing anyone about right now. But when peak off season, big finner, I think I'd throw you all about. But especially Josh. Like, Josh would get ragged. So I'm gonna fuck Josh, and then I think between Matt and Noah, I'm gonna have to marry Noah because one, I coached
I
him,
stopped him. Yeah.
and I don't want to lose out on go
Yeah.
cards.
So bad.
And 2, I've just known Noah since he was literally feels like he was 12. So I've groomed him basically. I've groomed Noah to be able to marry him. So unfortunately, Matt, you're gone.
Process of elimination, sadly.
Yeah. So that's my verdict. I'll go for one more, and then I'll let one of you boys go. If you had this is the same, not the same, but it relates. If you had a kid, name one characteristic of each natural physique coach you would like it to have. So,
Oh, I've got that. I've got that. I would say I would want the competitive, a little bit less competitive than Josh. Because fuck me, you can't play anything with him without going mental. A little bit less than that, tone it down a couple bits. I would say Finn's like business maturity kind of position, if that makes sense. Like, yeah, that's the word. And then I would want Matt's piss up ability. The the power, I'd say.
I've got some good ones for Matt.
You got multiple ones for me?
Yeah, well, I've got two. Yeah,
You just want me as a child?
I want Matt's genetics in terms of his ball sack.
Oh, you'd have like endless grandkids if that happened.
So I want my like, if I have a lad, I want him to have a great set of balls on stage
Yeah.
if he ever competes, or if he doesn't compete. I just want him to be well hung.
Like bald.
Yeah. Also, Matt's quads. I feel like forget like size, but just like they're just nicely shaped. Side delts as well. So basically, like parts of Matt's physique.
Anything about my personality, or is this all just like?
Oh no, I want the opposite.
Just visually?
No, yeah, visually. Personality wise, I'd probably if it had to be one person's personality or traits of different personalities, I'd say Noah's.
Sense of humor, like
I was going to say like kindness and sense of humor. Like
yeah,
you are a very loving person, caring person.
like sensitive, but in a nice way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Josh's work ethic and competitiveness. Yeah, I agree. I think you can't really outwork Josh, to be honest, which is sick. And Josh's tricep genetics as well.
None of my
Noah's
genetics.
hair.
Am I just getting to fuck? No, I'll take the hair genetics. Yeah, nothing. Yeah,
Yeah. And the
Yeah.
jawline. Noah's hair and jawline.
I was gonna say that like that smolder you do when you do your like first
Yeah.
transition shot.
Sexy bastard.
I'm trying to think. I feel like everything's kind of been said. I kind of agree with everything.
Imagine like it is quite cool. Like we've all obviously got different traits. Like imagine if we were just to make one person, it'd be pretty fucking mega.
Test tube, baby. All we need's a uterus.
I think
Guys, tap the stick.
Megan will volunteer. Right, Noah, have you got questions?
it'll take me years for it to fucking. It's gonna take so long to read out. Let me find one. What's your favourite part of the competing process? Is it looking at everyone in their cocksock?
No, that's probably.
Yeah.
I don't even really contemplate that part. Favorite part of competing? Probably the people you meet. Like, you meet people that you wouldn't have ordinarily met. Like, I've got a lot of friends within bodybuilding from competing. You know what I mean? Or people that like you meet through social media who are also competing. So probably that. Like, based on my previous actual stage experience and stuff, I wouldn't be like, oh, it's this part that's the best. It's more so like the people you meet along the way, which is very cringe, but it is true.
I think even just like the whole show weekend, like when you like go to the
Memories, like,
yeah,
of
the memories from that rather than the actual show itself. Like actually, going to get your tan, then coming back to the Airbnb, putting the feet up. Oh, what's the next meal going to be? How am I looking? Like
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. I just find really enjoyable. Or like taking videos, checking videos in the hotel, like stupid shit like that's so fun.
Yeah. Yeah, like we were saying about like the weekend with Mikey and like even like in Denmark with you, Matt, like you remember the sort of the whole weekend and the holiday more than just like your time on stage.
Well, being on stage is 15 minutes max,
Yeah.
and then the rest of the time.
Crazy to think that like Noah, you've literally done one show.
Yeah. We were gonna do that BMBF show, but I was like, fuck
Like
that.
yeah, like I don't mean that in a negative way. I just mean like for you thinking like this, it's probably like fucking I can't even remember that. It was so quick and it went like it's just like the whole prep you'll remember and the weekend and going out for food after we went out for Five Guys and stuff, didn't we? Like you remember the vibe, but the time on stage as well because it's a bit of a blur. You can't see. It's bright. It's your first experience. Like so, yeah. This season will be good for you, mate. Like just having more time on stage and stuff as well. Right, Matt, do you want to go?
If you could make any dance move a mandatory classic pose, what would it be?
It's a good one. Moonwalk.
How do you differentiate between? I feel like everybody can moonwalk.
Nah,
No, you can't moonwalk.
I can, yeah, but I don't think everyone can. I thought it was quite impressive that I could.
I feel like everyone can.
The
Um,
worm. It's not very
Yeah.
classic, is it? Can you all classic there? Your most classic worm, please.
I don't even know. You know that one we were trying to do, Noah, or that I was trying to do at the fucking PCA weekend, the Brazilian one.
That one,
It was
the
it was the video of Tung
6-7
Tung
one.
Tung Sir. Yes. Vinci mais 20 mais 20 mais 7.
Cheat. Mate, this Wi-Fi is fucking me
If you
off
don't
so
know
bad, man.
You're just gonna come in with like a random like 6-7 like 5-10 seconds after.
Mate, Ben,
If you
let's
don't know
put
it, look.
surely if Ben stops this pod when it comes back.
I'm scared to speak. I don't know what's going on. Right, should I do the next one?
I think this is all getting cut, mate.
This time.
This has been a fucking disaster.
Am I going to have to edit something out?
Keep it in, it's funny. It's just me trying to speak, and then Noah will be like 15 seconds delay, and then we'll just end up laughing.
Oh, sorry, guys. The gym's busy tonight. So I have to go down again. But yeah, I'll leave it in. Don't worry. It saves me.
Train in a completely silent gym or train with 3 layers on both top and bottom, can't take off.
Silent gym. Honestly, training at Dungeon in Dubai when it was silent was so nice. Like, because you can, I imagine, well, in this instance, you just put headphones in. But if you can't put headphones in, I'd still train in silence. He's gone.
He's had enough. I actually quite like a silent gym.
Yeah,
I'm not sure I'll have a silent gym than like shit music being played really quietly.
yeah.
That's
That was
kind of
one thing about M13 in Marbella. The music was good, but it was just so quiet. It was like, this is almost amazing, but it's like, we need the music to be turned up. And even when we asked, it was like still not that loud. But yeah, like Dungeon was so nice because you could just put your own music on when you need it, and then as soon as you've done your set, you take it off, and it was like bliss of just like, oh, relax. And you can just hear like the clanging of the weights as well.
I feel like when it's quiet as well, you can compose yourself better. 'Cause
Yeah.
you can just lock
That's one thing I used to hate about Rotherham is like you just cannot relax. Like,
really fucking loud. It's
Mate.
just
yeah, especially when I used to do that Cybex hacks right next to the speaker and Myron Max just blaring his music. Like, you literally cannot compose yourself at all. Favorite moment bodybuilding related of 2026 so far?
Favorite moment.
Cahill winning.
I'm gonna say
I'm thinking maybe Arnold.
I was gonna say seeing Andrew Jack at the Arnold. So Andrew Jack walking out of the Arnold, I was like, fucking hell.
Fucking why?
But Cahill winning's a close second.
Fuck off.
It's got to be up there.
Oh,
No, I
Arnold
thought you
saying
liked
6-7.
Oh yes, that's got to be up there. Arnold saying "We are the people" and 6-7, and then Noah and I trying to keep it together, and then Joey Swole was talking like about his mum. His mum wasn't well, but me and Noah had been set off by the whole 6-7 stuff and AJ Kelly Robert asking stupid questions, and we were sitting there like head in our hoodies, like trying not to laugh. and there was just like little noises being let out every once in a while. I would look into it, he's like shaking, and everyone's kind of like, we were sat down, so everyone's kind of like looking at us, or they could definitely see us, but they weren't looking directly at us. So like we couldn't, we just had to try and stay
What?
composed.
And Joey Swole was doing a talk.
Yeah, he was like on that expo stage, and he was saying, it was like, it was something about like he'd been through like a lot of shit. Maybe I don't know, but he ended up saying like his mum wasn't well, and like everyone was doing like round of applause, yeah, yeah. And then AJ Kelly Robert was like, "But what did you think of the classic top three?" It was like the most outrageous.
So
Just like completely
insensitive.
sidetracking. Let's get back to talking about Mike Sommerfeld. So
I
that
didn't
was
even know
fun.
you'd gone to watch a talk when you were there.
Well, we thought who was it? We were trying to see like Sean Clarita or something. Brandon wanted to see Sean Clarita, and then we realized when we got down that we'd just missed it. And then they were like Joey Swole's coming out, and then Arnold ended up coming out as well. So it was just we just ended up staying. So it was quite good actually.
Um, Everyone talks about the gayest foods. Well, they don't. You're not allowed to. What's the straightest meal?
Steak and egg.
Yeah, steak and eggs. I think we spoke about this, didn't we? Not like we said the
It was
most
food
like,
combos. Best food
yeah, but I think
combos
we
in
said
my life.
what's gonna like make you grow. And we're like the most
Yeah.
masculine, animalistic meal is like steak and eggs.
Uh,
So yeah, that's the straightest meal. What would you name your kids? Weird that I'm getting questions about kids. Like obviously Finley asked about if I had a kid, what characteristics? What would you name your kids? One boy, one girl. Now I'm not going to out this, but we already have names for kids, myself and Megan, which is pretty sad. And I'm not going to put them out on the podcast.
Butcher.
Yeah.
Little baby Butcher.
But oh my god, yeah! How did you guess? It's Butcher's Wet Dream Kelly. That's what I wanted to call both boy and girl. No, I'm not. I'm not going to name. I'm not going to name drop. What about you boys? Have you got any ideas?
I'd have like some kind of mental first name, but all the boys in my or all the men in my family have William as their middle name, so that would be the middle name. It's just like what I put before that,
Prince.
something like Poseidon or something. Not
Yeah.
Poseidon, but like along those lines.
Zeus, William.
Yeah. I just think something outrageous would be cool. Because I know he's going to be jacked. I know he's going to have a massive ball sack. He's going to have massive delts and quads. Like, you got to give him a cool name. So,
Noah, you got any ideas?
Oh, it's gonna. You'll hear it in fucking 15 seconds anyway. I don't have any names, unfortunately. I'm nice and boring. Do you know what you were meant to be called when you were growing up? Like, if your mum had picked a different name.
yeah. If I was a girl, I was going to be called Sophie.
Sophie Chapman.
Uh,
Um, no, I don't think. I don't. I know that my sisters had like potential boy names, but I can't remember if I had a potential girl name. I feel like Finn.
I,
I feel like they were set on Finn.
I was
And
gonna
my
be
mum had
called.
2 miscarriages.
I've jumped in at an awful time there.
That's okay. Go on.
No, not that important.
I
Honestly.
basically, my mum had 2 miscarriages. I was the last chance, and then I obviously was born. But yeah, Noah, go on. Tell us what you were going to be called.
I was going to be called Felix if my mum was going between Noah and Felix for a boy's name. Fucking cat food.
Right, at least we've got that one covered. If you became Prime Minister, what is the first law you would immediately enact?
like, get rid of or put in?
Don't know, what does enact mean? I feel like enact means put in.
Put in. Oof.
Yeah, I'm sure enact means like, what would you add?
was trying to think of something to do with like healthcare or something. Get rid of student loans, as in like you don't have to pay them back.
I bet there's some laws that are fucking mental that we just don't know. Yeah, I mean, what's no point? There's some laws that are just like mental that we should be able to just completely like remove, or things. What would be a good law? Oh, fucking taxes. Taxes are fucking stupid. Well, not completely don't pay them, but like a different tax scheme where you're not basically punished for being successful and working hard.
There's something to do with inheritance tax that I think my dad's going to get shafted with, but I think
Yeah.
we're trying to sort that out.
Yeah, stuff like that. Also, fucking stamp duty on houses. That should be completely revoked because I don't even know what it goes to. It's just literally, oh, you're buying a house and it's not your first one? Right, here you go, you fucked. So yeah, taxes. Oh, I hate taxes. Politics, all that, yeah.
Yep.
Noah's scared to talk. Maybe just sort your Wi-Fi out, mate, because I feel like it's not very good. So that's your...
How do you get check-ins done with this?
Yeah, that's your main
It's
objective
only
for next week. I'm
Riverside.
going to put
It's
that in your
only
check-in
this
next week.
fucking
Your objective
Riverside.
is sort your Wi-Fi.
I've swapped between Wi-Fi and my hotspot, and it's still been fucking wank.
Not that bad, don't
It was
worry.
all right at the start, though.
Yeah, it was fine. Don't worry, mate. Matt, have you got any more questions?
Yeah. 3 bodybuilders that you first started watching when you first started training.
I don't know if you'd class them as bodybuilders, but
Those
Steve Cook.
influencers.
Steve Cook was
Yeah.
men's physique.
Well, he was a men's physique.
Yeah,
wasn't he? Yeah.
Christian Guzman, and I mean Rob Lipsett, Mike Thurston. Like they didn't really compete, but like they just had good physiques, like influencer physiques. They're like the people that I like. That's the era that I got into this.
I was like Seth Ferrucci, Wesley Vissers, and John Meadows.
See, they're a lot cooler than mine.
Yeah, like Seth Ferrucci was like the first kind of like bodybuilder that I started watching. Because John Meadows, I was like, he's a trainer. He's not like a bodybuilder, but he did bodybuild. And then I ended up watching Wesley Vissers back before he competed. So he was just like, I suppose, an influencer, like just training with his brother. I used to watch his videos all the time, like vintage genetics videos. So cool.
Oh, that's cool.
I've got one more as well. It is, oh, Jack Morrison, check DM. This will be good.
Yeah.
Oh, we've had this one before. You can make your fingers dispense 5 liquids.
Oh yeah, we had that one like last week.
Had that one.
Go back and watch that, mate.
Yeah.
I got one from a girl called Jade, and she said, "How do you build muscle as a woman?" So, I mean, realistically, it's the same principles as it would be for a male. You basically want to be eating an adequate amount of calories, eating an adequate amount of protein, going to the gym, training hard, progressing your lifts, creating enough mechanical tension over time and progressive overload in your training over time, getting enough sleep, enough rest, enough recovery. The main difference when it comes to, well, there's obviously a lot of differences when it comes to a female, but like the main sort of difference is hormonally. Obviously, from an androgen standpoint, testosterone is a hell of a lot lower. However, you're still able to build muscle. Obviously, you have a monthly cycle as well. That is something to navigate around and base that on like your biofeedback. I would argue that for the most part, most females aren't going to be, let's say, in terms of programming and things like that, they're not going to be wanting the same exact program as a male. Like most females maybe want to have a little bit more lower body focus, maybe more glute focus, maybe more quad focus, maybe depends what kind of physique they want. Whereas guys, they might be like, oh, I want a bigger chest, bigger arms. Females often don't want that. They want bigger legs, bigger glutes. So obviously your programming is going to be different, but for the most part, the principles remain the same. Agreed.
Brilliant. What about volume? Do they need less, or do they need more volume because they maybe train with less intensity?
Yeah, I think it depends on. I mean, this is where you're then diving into like category and things like that. Like if it's a bikini competitor, volume's probably going to be quite different to, say, a bodybuilder, and it's because of the fact that movements aren't going to be quite as demanding. You could obviously look at a bodybuilder's program versus a bikini girl's. That sort of bikini program is going to be a bit more nuanced, and it might look a bit like boring to one of us, but it's for their physique needs of glutes and delts. And it's like, oh, I don't really do much other than glutes and delts, and I do like loads of kickbacks all week and stuff. And it's like, yeah, but that's because we're not trying to squat fucking as heavy as you can as a bikini girl. Like, we want to keep your waist as small as we can and minimize sort of excessive bracing and things like that. So there's always going to be like different sort of tweaks. Volume, I would argue, is going to be dependent a lot on also just how they train and their recovery capabilities based on their workload and things like that. I have got football questions that we'll quickly do. Quick answer. Winner for Champions League and Premier League?
Arsenal.
That'd be mental. I'm going to say Bayern, Arsenal. I hope Arsenal win the league.
We'll have to, like, after that City result.
Yeah, they should have lost last night. That was.
I know. What about tonight? Do you think we're going to win tonight?
Well, I would like to say yes. I want you to. I'd like to see them in the final. I'd be surprised if you don't go through. You might not win. You might go through on penalties, but like, you're at home. You should beat Atletico. They're not that great. Noah, any thoughts on Chelsea?
We're absolutely dog shite. João Pedro scoring an absolute blinder of a bicycle kick and then acting all cold as fuck, even though it's our first goal in God knows how long. We're an absolute mess.
He is cool though.
But he should be scoring.
He'll probably move on. That's all my questions. Noah, have you got any more, or are you just going to keep lagging out?
Just going to keep lagging out, mate. I think we call
it. Okay, cool. All right, we'll leave it there. It's just been about an hour anyway, so that's the usual time slot for the podcast. So thank you all for watching, as always. We'll be telling Noah off and trying to sort out his Wi-Fi for next time. But yeah, appreciate anybody tagging us in stories, asking us questions. Please do share, like, subscribe, give us a rating on Spotify, all that jazz. It does help us out. Anything you want to see, let us know. Follow us on Instagram, Natural Physique Coaching, and we will catch you all in the next one.